Welcome. Today I'm re-reviewing the 72 volt pit bike, the Nicot EWolf. So let's get straight into it. Alright, so let's just get straight into it and jump right into a top speed test. Number one, full throttle. Alright, looks like we hit 30 there briefly, so 30 miles an hour in mode 1. Let's switch up to mode 2 here. Alright, well, mode 2 has a lot more get up and go. I am in mode 2, right? Yeah. So it looks like I hit 39 miles an hour, mode 2. Alright, now let's switch into mode 3 here, see how fast we can get if traffic doesn't get in our way. It is pretty sketch riding this thing with the tires, these big old knobbies on the street. I have some Shinko 241s coming. I also ordered a light kit because there's no light on this. And Nicot sent me a new front brake, which I already have installed, and they sent me a rear hand brake, because right now it's a foot brake. So I'll be installing all those in a... Alright, looks like mode 3 is capped right around 42 miles an hour. That's definitely not the limitations of the power, that's the gearing and the wheel size right there, because it only has a 12-inch rear wheel. So before we go any further, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to make it to 10,000 subscribers. You could really help me out with that. Also like, comment, and watch to the end. That really helps the video, get out there for other people to see. I'm going to talk about some things I really like about the bike and some things I don't like towards the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. So this thing's a 72 volt. It's got a 6,500 watt tune, but the battery and the controller are capable of putting out 11 kilowatts. So potentially if they release an app or something in the future, hopefully we'll be able to get in there and push more power through it. I don't think that top speed is limited by the power though at 6,500 watts. I think it's just the sprocket size and the wheel size. If this was a 14-inch, you'd probably get higher top speed out of it, maybe a smaller sprocket. There's things you can do to pick up a little bit of speed, but for me it's perfect. It's fine. Riding at that speed, sketch enough on a bike this small. Let's go over the controls a little bit. It has 3 riding modes, so 1, 2, and 3. Really basic. This is your key. It's pretty much this magnet. You're supposed to attach it to yourself. So you click it on and you see the bike will come on. So you got your battery percentage, how many miles you've put on the bike so far, speedometer, and then here you just have different modes. You can see your temperature, total miles, average miles per hour, the max that you've done. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. And you have this little park button. If you leave it for a little while, it'll automatically go into park and you just have to push this button to get going. You got the front brake here, and that's pretty much it. So the suspension on this thing, you have fully adjustable preload and compression on the forks. You can adjust the spring on the back, but I think that's the only adjustment you have on the rear shock. But this thing is actually very stiff, just how it is. So it's good for me. It's going to be good for most adults. So you can see, like, with me on it, it doesn't bottom out. I haven't bottomed this thing out once since I've had it, and I've taken it off-road. So that's a lot of weight, 275 pounds bouncing up and down on this thing, and it handles it great. Let's see how it performs off-road, though. So, I mean, this thing was made for off-road, so it's definitely going to do good off-road. No doubt about that. I've already ridden it a bunch off-road. It's super torquey. It's got really good acceleration. The suspension's pretty damn good, Like, it's stiff enough for me to ride, which is pretty crazy for a bike like this. It's made in China for kids, But that's because it's made to be ridden hard. It's made to be beat up. It's a pit bike. It's supposed to be jumping it and stuff like that. So, it's purpose built. Yeah, this thing does great off-road. It's so fun, man. These pit bikes are ridiculously fun. They are the most versatile and the funnest, I think. And because they're so small, like, they're just kind of unassuming. Although I think maybe with all the razors and stuff like that, I think cops and cities might be getting hip to the situation, but So the good thing about having like these mid-drive bikes, you know, where you can choose your gearing, is you can get a lot of torque out of these things. This thing is very torquey. I think if you wanted to give up some of your torque for top speed, it'd still be totally fine, super torquey. But let's do a really steep hill climb test and see how it does. Alright, so this is where I do all my hill climbing tests for bikes. I'll just do it in full power mode, and this is, you know, this hill is pretty damn steep. You know what I mean? But it should do great because it's a pretty powerful bike. But let's just see really quick. Oh, jeez. Yeah, it was just peeling out the entire way up. Yeah, it's got a ton of power, man. Yeah, hill climbs are not an issue at all. Yeah, like I said, it's pretty crazy. It's super torquey. So let's go over the bike a little bit. So it has 12-inch wheels in the back. It's got 3-inch knobby tires on it. Like I said, I ordered some Shinko 241s. It's 14 by 275. You know, the 14-inch rim there. It comes with pretty good pegs, so you don't need to change these at all. These are plenty good. They're wide enough and they got good grip. It has a foot brake for the rear. They did send me a new brake for the front because the one that came with was not very good. They redesigned it. They shipped me out a new one. They also shipped me a brake lever for the rear. I haven't installed that yet. I will in a future video. But the back one actually worked really good out of the box, and the front one now works great too. So I think these are 203 millimeter rotors, and you got these big, you know, moto style brakes. They work really good. So you got the same rotors in the front and the rear. This is the upgraded brake that they sent me, so this same one will be on the rear when I install it. Let's do a really quick brake test, see how it does. All right, so we'll do the first one right about 20 miles an hour. Wow, it gets up to 20 so fast. So right at this upcoming pull right here, we'll hit it. So, geez. Yeah, the brakes work really good. I mean, this is like full moto style brakes. The rotors aren't all that big, but I mean, they have a lot of stopping power. Let's try a little faster though. It's funny, I'm going way too far back because I'm used to e-bikes, but all right, let's do 30 miles an hour. So, yeah, a good amount farther, but a lot of that was the slide. These knobbies don't do that great on the road. Like I said, I ordered some Shinko 241s. They're much grippier on the road. They're coming. Actually, really good stopping power. So you can see there's no lights that come with it. There's no headlight, turn signal, brake light, running light, anything like that. I did order a light with a switch that I'll probably put on this side over here. It's for a Sur-Ron, but I'll just modify it to make it work for this. This comes with a 12-volt reducer, so it comes ready to install whatever accessories you want to install. So that's pretty good, but I'll walk you through that whole process in another video. So the power system is all Bafang, so it's got a Bafang battery controller and motor, so it's actually very high-end, very reliable. All right, I just got home and I realized there's a few things I forgot to mention. The battery is 72 volts, 30 amp hours, so 2160 watt hours. It's got this chain guard here, but it's rocking a 420 chain, and the price for this one is $32.99, I believe. $31.99 or $32.99. There's also a 20 amp hour version, which is a little cheaper, but everything else is the same. All right, so let's talk about a few things I dislike and like. We'll start with the things I dislike. I mean, so this is a pit bike. It's made for going off-road, but I don't like these tires. They're sketch as hell on the road. That's why I ordered the Shinko 241s. It's not the bike's fault, the manufacturer's fault. It's just I personally don't like these tires. I think the biggest problem I have with this bike is that it comes with so much capability, like potential in the controller and the battery, where you can push out 11 kilowatts, but it's only tuned at 6.5, which is fine, but I wish there was a way to get into the app. Even if it voided the warranty, I wouldn't care. I would just void the warranty and go in and change the power mode myself. I just wish there was a way we can get in and really get the full potential of this bike out of here. I mean, it's a brand new bike. I'm sure in the future there's going to be some app that's developed or something we can get in and take care with it, but for right now, you're stuck at 6.5 kilowatts, which again is plenty fast, plenty torquey, super fun. I just wish I can really get in there and utilize the full potential of the bike. All right, so let's talk about things I like about it. What I really like about this bike is just the build quality, the fit and finish. Everything feels like high quality, even like the screws. Everything comes tight. It all fits together really good. I mean, it just feels like a very professional, well-built, well-manufactured machine. There's nothing on this bike to me that feels like cheap. I like the stitching on the seat. All the plastics looks great. It's just really well built, really well put together. So that's the first thing. I love the torque and acceleration on this thing. It gets up and goes. It surprises me sometimes, like me power wheeling on this tiny bike, you know? So you gotta be careful with it because it will power wheel you pretty easily. It just makes this thing super fun to ride. I guess like the third thing would be I love how nimble it is. That's why these bikes, these little pit bikes, are so fun, because they're super nimble. They're so fun to ride. These are the funnest types of bikes to ride. They're funner than Surons. Any e-bike, scooters, I've ridden them all. These are the funnest, for sure. All right, guys, I'm sure there's some stuff I missed. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments. More videos on this to come, some install videos. I will do the range test video once I get my Shinkos, because like I said, it's kind of sketch on the street. Thanks for watching. Again, please hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching to the end, and I'll see you next time. Bye.